Did you know that the first Star Wars movie almost caused an actual war? According to a 2019 internet article from Best Life titled 20 Amazing Star Wars Facts Even Fans Don't Know, the scenes on Tatooine were shot in Tunisia, who shares a border with Libya. Libya's dictator, Muammar Gaddafi, threatened to go to war with Tunisia if they didn't move a military vehicle from Libya's border. That military vehicle was actually a Jawa sandcrawler. You know, the big thing on wheels that the Jawas sold droids out of? In the end, George Lucas moved the vehicle. Good thing he did too, otherwise the original Star Wars movies probably wouldn't be as well received as they are today. As I stated in my introductory speech, I love Star Wars. I've seen all the movies countless times and spent so much money on toys, video games, and Lego sets as a kid. One thing I love about Star Wars is that it's unique and beautiful and it's different. Another thing I love is how it connects people old and young. Star Wars has had a history spanning over 4 decades. Star Wars has a positive impact on the film industry, and Star Wars will have a legacy that will last forever. Star Wars has a history spanning over 4 decades. George Lucas came up with the idea of a space opera after his success with American Graffiti. Lucas was living in a 1-bedroom home in Mills Valley, California, when he directed a low-budget film called American Graffiti. It cost less than $1 million to produce, and it earned $50 million and 5 Oscar nominees, including Best Director. Motivated by his success with American Graffiti, Lucas was determined to follow through with his idea of a space opera based on stories about Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers that he loved as a kid. At first, he struggled with it. He created a 12-page early draft of Star Wars to many Hollywood studios. United Artists shut him down, and so did Universal. However, 20th Century Fox was encouraged by the buzz about American Graffiti. They decided to give him some money to flesh out his script. At first, the story was dense, there was a tone imbalance, and some scenes would be expensive to shoot. But in the end, the story improved, and we got the story that we love today. Flash forward about 8 story films and 8 saga films and 2 story films, we're where we are today. Star Wars has a positive impact on the film industry. It has had subtle influences on Hollywood. It introduced modern special effects to the big screen, and it also paved the way for the modern movie trilogy, which inspired The Matrix and Lord of the Rings. And it also showed that merchandising can make more money than the movies do. According to a 2010 internet article from Space titled Star Wars Changed the World, George Lucas made a deal with PepsiCo over merchandising rights for the prequel films, and it was worth about $2 billion. Now that we talked about the past and the present, let's talk about the future. Star Wars will have a legacy that will last forever, because it gives people a place to escape reality. Whether it's Oz or Middle-earth or Gotham City, Star Wars will always give people a place to escape the stress of everyday life. And no one will ever be able to duplicate it. No one will ever be able to put this kind of twist on sci-fi. Star Wars has had a history spanning over 4 decades. George Lucas came up with this idea after his success with American Graffiti, and at first he struggled with it. Star Wars has a positive impact on the film industry. It introduced modern special effects to movies, and it showed that merchandising can make more money than the movies do. Star Wars will have a legacy that will last forever, because it gives people a place to escape the stress of everyday life, and no one will ever be able to replicate it. To those who are like me and have seen Star Wars countless times, I hope this speech has taught you a little something about Star Wars. To those who have never seen a Star Wars movie in their life, I hope the speech has encouraged you to watch one. Just remember, the Force will be with you, always.